Galacticos, and the last part of our monthly assessment of the performance of our players, we're very happy, is the strikers, the offensive, the people in charge of scoring.
We will unveil the MVP of the month in this segment, because the MVP is among the strikers.
Exactly, exactly. So let's go right through it, to the points. Let's start with Mariano. Mariano has played a lot. We've seen a lot of... Now, Mariano gets no points because we only saw him, what, was it 5 or 10 minutes against Leonesa? I was really excited to see Mariano in that game and to see him score, and he did. The 7th goal, a nice header, but it's not enough to punctuate. I'm sure he was happy to play, but I don't think we will see much of Mariano, but, well, he knew it, he accepted it, so thank you, Mariano. The next player without score, which is something that is completely different, and we're very estranged about it, is why is Lucas Vázquez not getting more minutes? He hasn't got, to our opinion, enough minutes to even get a score.
Yeah, I think that especially in La Liga, the combined minutes of Lucas do not make a 90 minutes game.
No, it's 60 minutes in the last 4 games, which
in La Liga.
Well, if you think about it, it's the last 15 minutes of every game.
Yeah, but in the last two
really.
is 3 and 8 minutes, which I think it's a bit disrespectful for the player. I think that Zidane hasn't been fair with this player, and I really think that Lucas is going to be very important in this team.
He's already very important.
And Zidane needs to keep this player engaged with the team. He's not a 15 minutes player anymore. He can be a 15 minutes player, but
he can play half an hour, second half, full game.
Start a game, absolutely. And I think that this is a touch for Zidane. I think that you can't confine Lucas Vázquez to be the last guy in the bench.
Exactly, because at some point Lucas Vázquez is going to start thinking, well, you know, I am young, it's true, but I'm already proving every time I play that I can do it. You know, maybe, I don't know.
He's in the national team.
Exactly, I'm just thinking right now, for example, why don't you start Lucas Vázquez in a game and put Cristiano in for the last 30 minutes? You know, I don't know. Maybe get a defense exhausted, I don't know, but I think there are more ways.
Donald Trump won the election, so Cristiano Ronaldo can be a backup.
There you go.
Anything can happen in this world.
Anything can happen, it's true, it's true. Oh my God. Anyway, football. Let's go with the BBC. All right, let's start from the bottom. Benzema, who got a 4 last time, was our only failed player, now gets a 5.5, basically because we have seen some signs of improvement.
Yeah, signs of improvement.
Far from the best Benzema, of course.
A little of recovery. I think that he has been more engaged with the game. I think he has been able to do the things he does really good.
Yeah.
Like being in the number 10 spot, go to a wing,
connecting with Bale and Cristiano, generating those plays. And
I think that he has been much more active than the previous month, and he has scored. He has scored 4 goals, and I think that combo of him starting and Morata coming off the bench has been very productive in terms of goals. And I'm not talking about the merits. In terms of goals, it has been a very productive system for Zinedine Zidane.
I mean, both of them are probably the 2 players with the most goals in the squad, so it's good. But let's see until when, if this continues, until when, let's say, Morata is going to be happy with it, or Benzema. But yeah, Benzema 5.5. Gareth Bale gets a 7. And I think it's fair to say that from our stars, from the BBC, the only one that has been performing consistently, of course, not to the level that he's expected, because the expected level from Bale is very high, but at the most consistent level, he's the BBC go-to guy so far, so he gets 7 points.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the greatest playmaker this team has right now.
Yeah.
I think Cristiano is no longer, we have talked about that issue a lot of time, and this is a natural process. A lot of people and we are talking about, is Bale already the leader? And I think that it's a process, you know. In every game he's doing much more things. The people, the teammates, the fans are starting to acknowledge that Bale, as you said, is the go-to guy. And I think,
but maybe, you know, we won't see a Bale. Maybe Bale at his best is not. Maybe he's not that good.
He's not a 60-goal player.
Exactly, as Cristiano at his best. But what we already see is that you can always rely on Bale. And offensively, he is in some games the only guy of the BBC producing action and producing danger.
Yeah, and I think that he's finishing strong every game. I think that his physique is great, and I think that he's been able to play 90 high-quality minutes. What we demand from him is a more constant volume of appearances on the game.
Yeah.
You know,
so he doesn't have 20 or 30 minutes where he's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I think that we should demand that from Bale, and when he's able to give it to us, I think that Bale's dimension is going to be higher.
Hopefully. Cristiano Ronaldo, we've talked about Cristiano for the last 5, 6 days, a year, whatever. Cristiano gets a 6. We're seeing, let's say, a very slow coming back into the dynamic with Cristiano. You know, the long summer, the injury, the lack of a preseason and all that, it's fair. We have seen a good Cristiano, but of course, this is still far from the Cristiano we want to see.
Yeah, I think that in every analysis of Cristiano, converts in the analyst the figure of the football analyst and the shrink. Because you have to go deep into his mind, what's going through that mind.
Thinking about,
how is he and Zidane handling his reconversion to a number 9? And I think that it's a process that is not easy. But, you know, he has scored 4 goals during this FIFA break. He has like 4 assists. He has, his main problem is the efficiency.
Yeah, exactly. The
he
accuracy,
needs a lot of
because
shots.
Again, we're seeing a Cristiano that, again, does not generate that much play anymore, but he will always have the chances because of his instinct in the box as a goal scorer. Yeah. And he has had the chances. It's just a matter of accuracy, and we do think this has nothing to do with his age and the physique.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just something mental.
We've seen a lot of missed chances by Cristiano. That he has been constantly scoring that kind of goal in his career. Exactly. I think that this is the less disturbing thing of this Cristiano.
True.
Eventually, he's going to finish. Okay, he's going to convert that chances if he's able and their teammates are able to provide him that assist, because he needs more than any time in his career. He needs his teammates.
He needs his teammates, but it's true. You know, maybe one day Cristiano, boom, instead of missing 3 or 4, he'll score 1 or 2 out of the 3 or 4 he has every game, and we'll see a better Cristiano, a more productive Cristiano. You know, we're not hoping to see that Cristiano again, the Todopoderoso, the almighty Cristiano, but it's not necessary. And the MVP of our month, you know, maybe a lot of you will agree with us, is Alvaro Morata. Yeah. Surprisingly, a month ago I wouldn't have said this, but Morata gets an 8.
Yeah, 7 games. 6 goals, 3 of them coming off the bench. Yeah. Coming off the bench, and he scored the winner against Athletic de Bilbao, the goal who allowed us to go top of the table alone. And I think that Morata is one of the greatest news of this young season for Real Madrid. And I think that this combo, as I was saying, is working very good for Zidane. But I think that Morata, he has played the last 2 games. He has started the last 2 games. Because he deserved it.
Yeah, but they weren't his best games, but still, you know, Morata gives you a lot of things. Morata gives you a lot of work, offensively and defensively, movement. He can control with his back to the goal, generate spaces. He can always move forward. Morata has a lot of things, and maybe the one thing that we always...
he receives, near the
fouls he receives is true, and one thing that we criticize about Morata is, if you're a number 9, you can have everything, but if you don't have goal, then you're not efficient. Yeah. And now Morata finally is showing that if I have one, I'll put it in.
Yeah, and so he's the top scorer in Real Madrid right now.
There you go. Having Cristiano and Bale in the team.
We were demanding goals from the kid, and the kid is providing goals. So I think that this is not we've talked about Morata. Morata is very backed by the press. Yeah. His father was one of the directors of one of the media groups, and all the media group which us belongs. But I think that debate is not because of the press. That debate right now is because what he has shown on the pitch.
Exactly.
And I think that Morata has been able to his game speak for himself.
Maybe, you know, the fact that they gave him the award a couple of days ago, I don't know if you knew, that the most important Spanish player, maybe that's because of the press.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what happens on the pitch happens on the pitch.
Marca gave him the award to the best player in the Spanish national team. You know, I can't understand that. I think it doesn't help the kid, because...
It doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, because everybody knows who his father is. He hasn't. He's not the striker of Real Madrid, and he wasn't the striker of Juventus and the national team because of his father.
No,
I'm not meaning that.
But the fact that, well, anyway, we're going to something different. So that was the scores. Galacticos, let us know if you agree with us. What score would you have given differently? Are we crazy or not? And of course, you know, share the video with your friends. Give us a little like and subscribe for Iñaki.
Yeah.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.